Welcome to another episode of Talking with Docs. I'm Dr. Bradway.
And I'm Dr. Paul Zalzal.
So today, Paul, we're trying to redeem ourselves.
Okay. Did we need redemption?
I feel like a little bit. We provided a list of foods and groups of foods maybe that you shouldn't eat before. And unfortunately, on that list are a lot of things that are fun, a lot of things people like, a lot of things people celebrate with.
Listen, thank you for the hundreds of nice comments. Everyone, so many people left some nice comments. There were a few comments that were a little bit inflammatory.
You know what? Thank you for those too, because it all creates a discussion.
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing is to know, we're not sponsored by Big Broccoli.
No, Mother Nature does not have some sort of commission deal with us. Every time you eat a head of lettuce, we get promised a nice sunny day.
No,
I wish.
At the end of the day, all we're trying to do is provide you with information so you can make informed choices. It's just like anything that we talk about, whether it's about taking medication, eating a certain type of food, exercising regularly, it's all just to try to help you live a happier, healthier life.
I saw this thing, just pause for a second if you're watching this. I saw it last week, a child on my street riding a bike.
No way.
Yes, that wasn't the whole part of the story.
Okay.
There was more to it.
Okay.
He was wearing a mask and no helmet.
Interesting.
And I was like, I felt like saying somebody's riding so fast. I'm like, you're not going to catch up, but you might bump your, and couldn't get through. But it just goes to say, I always tell all my pediatric patients, wear a helmet when you ride. I don't own a helmet factory.
Sure.
I don't profit from helmets.
Right.
But it's just your health.
Right.
And so same thing with some of our videos. So to the viewer who said we were fear-mongerers.
Fear-mongerers, yes.
If you're fear-mongerer, does that mean you're a mong or a mongerer?
I'm not sure.
If you're fear-monger.
I'm not sure, but...
Neither way, we're not mongs.
Right.
I'm not a mong, you're not a mong.
If you hit your head, you're going to get hurt, so wear a helmet. That doesn't make us
right.
a fear-monger.
If you eat a bunch of food that's not good for you, you're not going to be good.
That's right. Okay, so what we are talking about today, though, is a list of foods that you can and should eat and maybe make part of your diet. And we don't push certain diets. It's not about you doing a specific thing, particularly for a short period of time. We want you to make healthy choices that are ongoing, that make you feel good, and benefit your health.
So we were going to have a nutritionist come and talk to us today about this, but she skipped breakfast and she was feeling a little lightheaded, so she couldn't be with us.
Right, so this is a list of foods and groups of foods that have been shown to potentially reduce inflammation in your body. And full disclosure, the science on any food, some of it's stronger and some of it's weaker, but there is evidence for all of these foods, but it's not like a randomized controlled trial where they compared group food A to group B and showed that this one has less inflammation. But
right, and whenever you're looking at the literature regarding food, there is a lot of bias. Who wrote the study? Who sponsored it? Because there's a lot of money involved because it's part of industry. Food is part of industry, so it's always tricky in that regard. But we do our best to sift through what's available, and some of it is just common sense.
I would agree. Okay, so number one on foods that have been shown to reduce inflammation. Berries. Now, who doesn't love a good berry?
I like the Swedish berries made by Maynard's.
Not Swedish berries. Wow, we are not sponsored by Maynard's or Swedish berries, but berries like blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, they are an important anti-inflammatory food because they have something called anthocyanins, and these have been shown to be antioxidants.
There you go, berries.
Yes.
And look, if you don't believe that foods can have some sort of, medicinal or health effect, well, aspirin came from plants. Digoxin came from plants.
Yeah.
Opium, poppy seed.
Yeah.
Right.
The list is long.
There's a long list of them. CBD oil. A lot of patients using CBD. A lot of these things come from plants, right?
Right.
That's where we got a lot of our medicine from, the rainforest. It's like a pharmacy.
And it's before pharmaceutical companies existed, so people took something and said, "Hey, Jimmy used to eat a lot of this, and he never had this. Maybe they're related."
Yeah, Jimmy used to eat a lot of this. Now he's standing on the roof, thinks he's Superman.
That's right.
So,
don't eat that. Okay.
So foods do have medicinal effects.
Yes.
And a lot of medicines come from plants and things like that. So
for sure.
That sort of, I should have said that before we ran right into berries, but too late. Number 2.
Yes, leafy greens. So leafy greens include things like kale and spinach and Swiss chard. Just makes sense. They're full of vitamins, they're full of fiber, they're full of antioxidants, and some of them actually have an alkalizing benefit. A lot of people talk about pH of our bodies that ironically actually is very, very tightly controlled. So the food does not alter your pH very much, but these are very, very good for you and have been shown to reduce inflammation.
Yeah, leafy greens reduce inflammation. It makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
It's a plant, it's a green, and it's going to be good for you in a lot of different ways, your digestive tract and everything. But today we're focusing on the anti-inflammatory properties, and leafy greens is on that list.
Number 3.
Avocado.
Yep.
Avocado is a good one. Avocado's a very popular food these days. We eat a lot of guacamole.
Absolutely, and a good healthy source of unsaturated fats and a high source of potassium, shown to reduce inflammation. Number 4, cruciferous vegetables. Even sounding doesn't sound very good, but
no, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's so. Cruciferous is a group of vegetables that includes things like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts, and they've been shown to have something called sulforaphane, particularly in broccoli, that reduces inflammation. Very, very good for you, as well as high fiber and vitamin contents as well.
So we've been on the vegetable kick for a bit here. We're going to move on. Green tea. How about green tea? That's something you've probably heard a lot too. Green tea is good for you. It's fairly popular now.
Yes.
The thing about green tea is, as you were telling me earlier, it's the type of green tea that you have.
Yes.
And it's sort of some of the green teas that are actually very anti-inflammatory don't taste that great.
That's right. So green tea has been used particularly in Asian cultures, Japanese and Chinese cultures, and they have a significant reduction in the incidence of cardiovascular disease and cancer, and they think it's directly related to the green tea. There's something called matcha or matcha powder that is 100 times stronger than the average green tea, but does not taste very good. So you can sneak it into some stuff like your smoothie or on top of something.
Or ice cream.
Yeah. So they have a component called epigallocatechin-3 gallate. It's a bit of a mouthful, like green tea is, that has been shown to specifically reduce inflammation and is an important health benefit.
I was going to put that on a shirt, but it wouldn't fit.
Okay, so we talked about plants, and sometimes there are animal products that are good for us because of what they contain, and that would include the fatty fish group of foods. So fatty fish are known to have high content of omega-3 fatty acids. So we talked a little bit about this in the inflammatory video, and you want to have a high ratio of more omega-3s and less omega-6s, and particularly fatty fish like salmon are good in these. The trouble is you have to be a little bit careful with the way fish are grown. So wild has been shown to be better than farm-grown fish. The trouble is, though, with bioaccumulation, these can have a higher concentration of things like mercury and PCBs. So
iodine.
we got to be careful.
So that's just contaminants in the fish, but the fish itself does have is said to have anti-inflammatory properties.
Specifically because of those omega-3s. Okay.
We left vegetation, but peppers is on that.
Peppers is definitely on the list. Yes.
There's a variety of peppers out there, but peppers do, and it's probably linked to the high content of vitamin C.
100%.
Vitamin C is known to be an anti-inflammatory. So peppers.
And this includes not only sweet peppers, but also the hot peppers, just the way that they're made. And in general, like when your grandma said you want to have a plate that looks like a rainbow, things that have color have specific medicinal components that are anti-inflammatory.
So the red hot chili peppers were really ahead of their time.
They really were. And a great band. They were. With respect to omega-3s, there are very good plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids. These include your seeds. So chia seeds, hemp seeds, and flax seeds have very, very high concentrations of omega-3 fatty acids, as well as hemp seeds and chia seeds are a complete source of protein, so have all the essential amino acids that you need. So a lot of people worry, I'm on a plant-based diet, am I going to get all the protein that I need? These 3 seeds in general, even in small doses, make a significant difference in your general health, as well as reducing inflammation.
Okay. Other things that you can use to reduce inflammation, grapes.
Yes.
Grapes are a great source of anti-inflammatory as well. Red grapes, green grapes. Whatever you like, grapes.
Yes, and so inside the skin, they have something called resveratrol, which is a very popular supplement nowadays, an anti-aging, anti-wrinkling, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-everything. Grapes are a great source. You just have to be careful when you eat them, because they're a choking hazard for kids.
Yes.
And for dogs. Did you know you're not supposed to...
Wreck the kidneys.
Yeah, you're not supposed to give grapes to dogs.
Gets rid of my elbow pain, but wrecks a dog's kidneys. Biology's funny.
We have a new puppy, we're always like, if you drop something, you're like, how fast do you have to get it?
Grapes and chocolate,
Onions too, did you know?
I didn't know about onions.
You can't give onions to your dog.
Sorry, buddy.
So next on our list is turmeric. And we
got a video. We got a video about turmeric.
Yes.
I'm going to point right there because the link might appear. It probably won't appear there, but imagine a link appears there. It's our turmeric video.
So in some studies, it's been shown to reduce C-reactive protein. It is not conclusive evidence, and that's why in that video we said, hey, we can't give it like a heavy recommendation, but certainly some studies have shown it. Anecdotally, lots of people talk about it, and you may need to add the black pepper. There's something with the way that they interact together with their curcuminoids that helps reduce inflammation. But lots of people, specifically with joint pain, say, When I take turmeric, there is an R in there,
Yeah.
helps reduce inflammation.
I didn't know about that R until
I
after
know.
we made the video.
So people are like, hey, it's turmeric.
Yeah,
And we're
after
like,
I-
turmeric, turmeric, turmeric.
Made the title. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is there a red line under this?
That R,
Can't get rid of this red line.
get that R out of there.
We've done turmeric. Tomatoes.
Yes, okay.
Tomatoes are another one.
Yeah.
And that goes hand in hand with your green leafy vegetables. If you're
Right, you
making
got a salad. Yeah, you got to fill the
Here, you
tomatoes
got an
in there.
anti-inflammatory salad. Throw a little bit of naproxen on there and
Yeah. And tomato, ironically, is a fruit. It actually is a good source of vitamin C, and they think that lycopene is the active chemical molecule that helps reduce inflammation. So, sticking with the salad theme, you're going to be able to get all of that stuff on your salad. Extra virgin olive oil has something called oleocanthal that has been shown to reduce inflammation, and the extra virgin all relates to the way that it's processed. In general, we had said before, you want your foods in the most natural state possible, so less processing makes extra virgin olive oil a great choice. In moderation, right? You don't want to put half a liter of extra virgin olive oil on there because that certainly can make a difference.
that's an oil spill.
But it has an ibuprofen-like effect, that the oleocanthal.
All right. Now you're moving on to
favorite.
dessert.
Your favorite. Your favorite. It's not chicken wings, because people are thinking, is there any way Zal's going to get chicken wings as their
We tried. I'm going to run a study myself, but
Yes.
as it stands now, I have not found a good study that supports the use of chicken wings for anything to do with your health.
Okay.
Chocolate.
Okay.
Who doesn't love chocolate?
Any kind of chocolate, though?
I think the dark chocolates are
Yes.
usually the ones that have more of a health benefit to them.
Sure. And somehow they landed on 70% cacao as being that kind of threshold for health versus fun. So it still tastes pretty good, but
You know what? Chocolate.
it's chocolate, something. We're giving you, there's a little nugget there we're throwing you. Okay, cherries.
Cherries, still in the dessert family
Right,
here.
chocolate covered cherries. You can have
Oh
dark
my
chocolate covered
God.
cherries.
Yeah.
And they have that same molecule that the berries have, the anthocyanin, which is an anti-inflammatory molecule, and also something else called catechin, which has been shown to reduce inflammation. Okay?
That's some pretty good foods on that
Well,
list.
it's gonna get better. So how about nuts? Everybody likes nuts. So
Who doesn't like a good nut?
Right,
A couple
so-
of nuts here, and you guys watch it.
That's right. Walnuts are probably one of the best nuts for you, in addition to almonds and cashews. They have good sources of omega-3 fatty acids. Ideally, you want them not salted and not roasted, because those
Salt. It's another
reduce
video.
some of the health benefits of the nuts. But nuts, again, in small portions. Beware, obviously, that a very small handful of nuts is calorically dense. It's really good food and unsaturated fat, but it can sneak up on the calorie side of things.
Nuts too are, for some reason, one of the more common things that people can be allergic to.
Yes.
And oftentimes in certain places like schools, especially around here, you can't really bring nuts into the school.
Sure.
Just because there are a lot of allergies associated with nuts, different types of nuts, peanuts, hazelnuts, a whole bunch of nuts. Even though peanut is not a nut, it's a legume, but
That's a fun fact, actually.
that is a fun
That's
fact.
a
isn't
Zalzal
it?
fun
Peanut's
fact.
not a nut.
Not a nut. Tomato, not a vegetable.
It's a fruit. Who knew?
Who knew? Okay, and so the last one is, for all these foods, people are like, it sounds so boring, rabbit food, blah, blah, blah. You can spice it up with two things that have long-standing historical benefits of medicinal properties. And that includes garlic and ginger. So not just keeping away the vampires, but making your food taste good and really being an important medicinal benefit. Ginger has a lot of fiber. It's been shown to increase the gastrointestinal motility, which reduces the amount of time bad foods are exposed to you, so that you can reduce cancer risk. So add some ginger, add some garlic, have those spices around.
Garlic used to be for blood pressure too, eh?
Yeah, definitely there's good
Reduce
evidence to
blood
show.
pressure. Yeah, we had a French teacher in grade school who had hypertension and used a lot of garlic to manage that, yeah.
Interesting.
First 3 rows were empty in that class every time.
You could even add cinnamon and cayenne pepper, also have some low-grade evidence for benefits in this area as well. So there you go. We've given you lots of stuff that's going to taste good. It's going to make your plate look very exciting. It's going to make you happy.
I'm
Dark
champing at the bit to make dinner tonight. You're
So if you like this video,
supposed to catch that. Champing versus chomping.
I was going to say that. I thought you did. I didn't know if you did it on
It's
purpose.
champing. Originally, it's champing.
Oh, you're champing at the bit.
Champing at the bit. Champing means it's like an old British term to gnaw or to gnash at something.
Like a racehorse?
Yes, it
Okay.
came from the horses.
Because
The
when
king's
they're
horses.
We're in the stalls.
Yeah, they're champing at the bit. And then in the 1930s, it became Americanized and it kind of transitioned to chomping. So now in the literature, there's still a bit of champing, but chomping's making the way in.
Fun fact
So
number
it was champing at the bit, now it's chomping.
Champing at the bit. Okay, nice.
There you go.
Learned
So are
something
you
today.
champing at the bit to make dinner tonight?
Certainly am. If you like this video, please like it. Subscribe to our channel.
And remember, you are in charge of your own health.
We'll see you next time.